27-year-old Brittni Harmon Moore is behind bars for fatally shooting her 25-year-old sister Brianna Harmon in the head. At around 12:40 p.m. on Thursday the 10th of October, Brittni called 911 from a public supermarket along McCutcheon Road in Chattanooga, Tennessee. She identified herself with the name of her husband's pregnant girlfriend and said that she killed someone at her house at 8201 Thrush Hollow Lane. When deputies arrived at the scene, they found the front door partially open. After entering the premises, they discovered Brianna deceased on the couch with a white sheet and black shirt covering her chest and face. Upon removing those items, deputies saw blood on the victim's mouth and under her neck. Investigators said that Brianna had a single gunshot wound to the back of her head that exited through her cheek. Brittni told deputies that she and her sister were asleep on the couch when she saw Brianna wake up in the morning and use her phone. She told deputies that she called a Lyft driver to take her to Publix, where she was seen on camera entering the store before calling 911. During the 911 call, Brittni claimed to be calling from Fast Access Healthcare, but dispatchers were able to use GPS technology to determine that she was at the grocery store. Authorities said that Brittni shared details of her day with detectives up to the time that she last saw her sister alive. Detectives reviewed ring camera footage that only showed Brittni going in and out of the home during the time that Brianna was killed. A gun was also found in the car that Brittni is seen walking to on camera. Authorities said that the circumstances and evidence led them to charge Brittni with first-degree murder. Brittni remains held at the Hamilton County Jail without bond. She is scheduled to appear in court on the 21st of October. Brittni has a criminal history and has faced multiple charges over the years for theft, aggravated arson, improper use of 911, or making false reports. The investigation into the matter continues. A man has been charged with murder after a confrontation with a child predator turned deadly. At 1:12 a.m. on Tuesday the 8th of October, deputies responded to a home on State Highway 236 East in Lenoke, Arkansas, and reports of a missing 14-year-old girl. On their way to the location, deputies were informed that the father of the teen, 36-year-old Aaron David Spencer, had found the child in a vehicle with a man identified as 67-year-old Michael Fosler. An altercation between the two men ensued, which led to Michael being shot. Officials pronounced Michael dead at the scene. Aaron was arrested and booked into the Lenoke County Jail on a first-degree murder charge and was released on bond on the morning of Wednesday the 9th of October. Aaron's wife Heather posted on social media stating that within the last few months, our child was groomed and raped by a 67-year-old friend of a family friend. He was charged but released on $50,000 bail. At 1 a.m. on Tuesday the 8th of October, we were awoken by our daughter's dog barking. We checked on her and found that she was not in her bed. Frantically, we called friends, family and 911. Heather said that her husband then went out to find their daughter himself. By pure luck, he ran into the predator with their daughter in his car attempting to flee. My husband went blindly searching for our 14-year-old, but by grace of God he passed the predator's vehicle on the road and followed them, trying to get him to pull over with our child. Instead, the predator ran with our minor child. My husband was able to catch up to him and retrieve our child. In the process, he was attacked and did what he needed to protect himself and our daughter, she added. 53-year-old William Maylone of Davenport, Iowa, is accused of sexually abusing a girl multiple times over several years. Authorities said that on the 22nd of July 2024, Davenport police received information about ongoing sexual abuse. Davenport police then conducted an investigation and found that during an estimated period of between the 1st of September 2019 to the 21st of December 2022, William performed hundreds of coerced and forced sex acts on the girl while she was between the ages of 14 through to 17. Officials said that William was 48 years old when the incidents began. On Thursday, the 10th of October 2024, William was arrested and charged with 10 counts of third-degree sexual abuse, incest, and lascivious conduct with a minor. He was booked into the Scott County Jail on a $10,000 cash-only bond. 54-year-old Tonja Votroubek has been charged after she repeatedly struck a handicapped man with a plastic tube. Authorities said that at 1:26 a.m. on the 11th of September, a witness saw Tonja hit a man several times with a plastic tube in the 3000 block of West 52nd Street in Davenport, Iowa. Officials said that the man told them that Tonja is his caretaker. The man, police said, has 2 amputated legs and was intentionally mobilized by Tonja before the assault. On the night of Thursday, the 10th of October, Tonja was arrested and booked into the Scott County Jail on a charge of dependent adult abuse intentional physical injury. Her arraignment is scheduled for the 7th of November. If convicted, Tonja faces up to 10 years in prison. A woman has been arrested after police found her mother's dismembered body parts cooking inside a kitchen pot. On the afternoon of Wednesday the 9th of October, a man called police after discovering a gruesome scene at a home along Brearley Ridge Road in Robertson County, Kentucky. The man said that he and another person were hired by the homeowner, 68-year-old Trudy Fields, to do work on a building on the property. When no one answered the door, he began looking around and found a pile of hair near the house and a blood-stained mattress on the back porch. There were also drag marks leading out behind the house where he found Trudy's dismembered body. When officers arrived, they noted her arms, legs and head had been removed. There was also another blood-soaked mattress folded in half next to the body, which contained several body parts and organs. Police said that the man said he hadn't heard from Trudy since the previous day, when she walked with them to the property gate and appeared to lock it. He said Trudy's daughter, 32-year-old Torilena Wakefield, was also casting spells on them and was being confrontational that day. Authorities obtained a search warrant to get inside the home, where they found Torilena alone, not responding to police orders. Police deployed multiple canisters of tear gas and talked with her using a robot before being able to arrest her without incident. Troopers noted that she had blood on her face, hands and clothing. Inside the kitchen, a warm pot with cooked human body parts was found inside the oven. Torilena has been charged with obstructing governmental operations, tampering with physical evidence, and abuse of a corpse. She's currently being held at the Bourbon County Detention Center. Authorities said that more charges are possible as the investigation into the matter continues. 37-year-old Djaune Ferguson is behind bars for fatally shooting 25-year-old Joshua Sherman. At around 7:15 p.m. on Thursday the 10th of October, authorities responded to a home in the 2800 block of West 8th Street in East Price, Ohio on reports of a shooting. When officers arrived, they found Joshua unresponsive with a gunshot wound. Medics rushed Joshua to a local hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Authorities said that Joshua was sitting in a barber's chair getting his hair cut at a residence when Djaune entered and shot him in the back of the head. During the early morning hours of Friday the 11th of October, Djaune was arrested and charged with murder. He appeared at the Hamilton County Court later that day, where his bond was set at $2.5 million. The judge made that decision on bond because Djaune had been incarcerated for the past 20 years for a bank robbery and had just been released last month. A 30-year-old Texas man is behind bars for fatally stabbing his 68-year-old mother at their home. At 7:54 p.m. on Wednesday the 9th of October, authorities responded to a Wendy's restaurant at 2805 Palmer Highway in Texas City, Texas, on reports of a man at the store with visible injuries and was covered in blood. When officers arrived, they made contact with a man identified as 30-year-old Johnathan Taylor, who told the officers he was robbed. There were multiple stab wounds to both his arms. As officers continued speaking with Johnathan, he admitted that he attacked his mother, 68-year-old Regina Costa McIntyre, at his residence in the 2900 block of Tarpey Avenue. Police responded to the home to complete a welfare check on his mother. When officers arrived on scene, they entered the premises and found Regina lying on the kitchen floor with multiple stab wounds. She was taken by air ambulance to the University of Texas in Galveston, where she died shortly thereafter at around 10:15 p.m. Johnathan received medical treatment for his injuries and was booked into the Galveston County Jail on a murder charge. He remains held on a $500,000 bond. The motive of the killing is unclear, as the investigation into the matter continues. A Fulton, Missouri man has been charged with sexually abusing a young girl. On the afternoon of Tuesday, the 8th of October, 60-year-old Larry Fritzam was arrested and charged with 2 counts of statutory sodomy involving a child younger than 12 years old. Authorities said that a 10-year-old girl reported that Larry had sexually assaulted her in 2022 and 2023 when she was between 8 and 9 years old. The girl said that Larry, who was a family member, would make her sleep in bed with him, and that's when he would touch her. The victim also said that Larry made her touch him. Larry told deputies that it was possible that he touched the victim in an inappropriate area, and that the victim could have touched him as well. Authorities said that Larry is a convicted felon and a multi-state offender with ties to California and Arizona. Larry remains held at the Callaway County Jail without bond. 38-year-old Lee Gilley is behind bars for fatally strangling his pregnant wife, 38-year-old Christa Gilley. At around 11:30 p.m. on Monday, the 7th of October, authorities responded to a 911 call at a home at 816 Alston Street in the Greater Heights neighborhood of Houston, Texas. Lee told dispatch that he found Christa lying in bed and not moving, and that he tried to save her life by performing CPR. He told them that she attempted suicide by intentionally overdosing. When first responders arrived, they found Christa unresponsive. She was transported to a local hospital, where she was pronounced dead. Medical personnel noted suspicious bruising and trauma to Christa's face. Subsequent autopsy results indicated that Christa's death was a result of neck compression and that she was about 8 weeks pregnant. Her death was ruled a homicide. Lee later admitted to investigators that Christa wasn't suicidal or a drug user. It was also revealed that there were 2 children inside the home at the time of her death. Police said that the couple had been arguing before Christa was killed. On Friday, the 11th of October, officials arrested Lee on a capital murder charge. He remains held at the Harris County Jail with bond denied. The investigation into the matter continues. A Quincy, Illinois woman is behind bars on sexual assault and child pornography charges. 22-year-old Blake Wakefield has been charged with predatory criminal sexual assault of a child, manufacturing and disseminating child pornography. On Wednesday the 9th of October, officers from the Quincy Police Department conducted a search of Blake's residence in the 400 block of Valley View Road after receiving a cyber tip from the Illinois Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force, which uncovered evidence of child sexual abuse material. Adams County Assistant State's Attorney Laura Keck said that Blake took multiple videos of a child that was between 2 and 4 years old and then distributed them online. She said that the child is nonverbal and has a mental disability. Laura said that 2 still images of a hand wearing specific rings along with usernames linked to Blake helped identify the 22-year-old as a suspect. Blake remains held at the Adams County Jail. A 29-year-old man is accused of hitting a teenager who was riding his bike, driving him on the roof for several miles, then pushing him off before driving away. At 9:16 p.m. on Friday the 4th of October, a passerby called 911 to report finding debris across the street near Arch Road and Security Drive in Avon, Connecticut. Officers arrived at the scene and found a damaged bike, candy and a cell phone, which led them to determine someone on the bike had been struck by a car in a hit and run. Shortly thereafter, a second person called 911 to say they found an injured juvenile on the side of the street at 73 Harris Road. Police said the victim, identified as 16-year-old Liam Shields, was hit by a Subaru Forester on Arch Road. Authorities said that Liam was trapped on the roof of the vehicle and carried a distance of over 4 miles. When the driver got to Harris Road, he stopped to push the juvenile off the roof and continued on his way. 2 witnesses reportedly saw the Subaru on the side of the road, and when it came back into the lane, the car started swerving erratically around them. The witnesses went back to the area where the car pulled over, suspecting something was wrong, and they located the victim. Police identified the driver as Alex Joel Rivera and arrested him on charges of first-degree reckless endangerment, evading responsibility, serious physical injury, operating a motor vehicle without a license, and 2 counts of risk of injury to a child. Court documents state that 2 children and the car's owner were reportedly in the Subaru when it struck Liam. Investigators said that Alex claimed that the teenager came out of nowhere and thought the victim rolled off the car after he hit him. Alex said he did not want to go to jail because he is afraid of losing custody of his daughter. Police said that Liam is in a critical condition at Hartford Hospital. The investigation into the matter continues. A homeless man is behind bars for fatally stabbing a Wendy's employee and another worker during a dispute. 60-year-old Reynaldo Cheney is charged with murder for the stabbing death of 22-year-old Kashka Otto and attempted murder for seriously injuring the store manager. The incident occurred at just before 10 a.m. on Sunday the 6th of October at Wendy's in Nanakuli, Hawaii. Authorities said that Reynaldo was moving furniture in the fast food restaurant when Kashka asked him to stop. An argument ensued, and Reynaldo called Kashka a derogatory name. Kashka and a 44-year-old male co-worker, who's the manager of the store, tried to escort Reynaldo out of the restaurant by walking outside, but police said the argument escalated, and Kashka punched Reynaldo before getting stabbed. Kashka's manager tried to stop Reynaldo, but was also stabbed in the process. Kashka was rushed to Queen's Medical Center West Oahu, but died from his injuries shortly upon arrival. The store manager was taken to Queen's Medical Centre in a serious condition, where he was treated and released. Reynaldo remains in custody with bail set at $1 million. 35-year-old Christopher Nolan Hoskins of Jamestown, California has been arrested after he punched a minor several times. A suspected child abuse report was recently made to the Tuolumne County Sheriff's Office officials, prompting an immediate investigation. The incident occurred in the afternoon of Thursday, the 3rd of October, in the 10,000 block of Jim Brady Road in Jamestown. Deputies questioned those involved and witnesses while reviewing available evidence. During the investigation, they determined that Christopher hit the child multiple times with his fist and caused physical injuries. Christopher was arrested for the felony charge of inflicting cruel or inhumane corporal punishment on a child. His bail was set at $30,000.